out there, my name is Daysha and welcome to my channel, Cosmic Century Live Aboard. This is my little space on the web where I am going to share my writing and some projects that I'm working on and the inspirations behind them. Most of the projects are going to be inspired by things that are retro, a little bit whimsical, some atomic age things, and some spooky things. If that sounds like your thing, then stick around for today's projects, which are inspired by Summerween. So in the Code Orange world, the post 4th of July calendar is basically a slow march to the ultimate season of Halloween. We all have our own ways of ringing in the transition. Some of us go shopping, some of us watch the shoppers, and some of us really tap into trying to squeeze the spooky season into all other seasons. I am one of those people. More specifically, I like to have reminders of spooky season kind of fused into everything else I have going on around the house. I have little cauldrons that act as planters on my fireplace. My sofa blanket, it has little bats on it. Little witch. I got some bats. And a ghost by my door. So my main craft is crochet. I am working on my knitting, but it's gonna take a while before I consider myself a knitter. And last year, I really leaned into my crochet to create some Summerween projects. Now this year, I did not have a lot of time to do a whole Summerween decor setup, so I just pulled out my 2024 collection, and I'm happy to say that I still like it. So for this intro to my channel video, I thought I would go over my Summerween setup in hopes that maybe you could get some inspiration or ideas or just general entertainment out of it. Now, if you don't crochet, I'm sure there's a lot of other ways to kind of recreate what I was doing here with other craft store finds and DIY projects, if you know what I mean. I absolutely love bats, and with fruit bats being a thing, how perfect are they for your Summerween project? I was given an egg-shaped wreath base as a hand-me-down, and I hadn't used it for anything yet, so that's the reason my wreath is egg-shaped, if you were wondering, not some hidden spooky meaning. And I decided to do a batty fruit wreath on my entrance hall tree to set the Summerween mood when entering the house. To start, I crocheted all the components, little bats, little plums that honestly look like little bums, and a leafy garland, and then I assembled them using the yarn itself and a creative eye for placement. And here's the look last year, and this is the look this year. So I also had some witch brooms for Halloween that I made last year, and I crocheted some bows for them, and since the bow yarn, I believe it was the same yarn, so they matched the plums in the fruit bat wreath, I decided to put those brooms up on the wall with the bat wreath because I thought it would complete the assembly, and look how cute it turned out. I just think the brooms just really matched. I thought it went so well together. Now, I don't remember the exact inspiration for this next project. I think it was seeing all those flying bats that were across people's walls and stuff. I don't know if you saw them on social media too. And I saw them in a lot of catalogs and that kind of thing. There's, you know, where the bats start and they're like flying across the wall. So I had made a whole bunch of crocheted little bats, and I think that was my idea. And then I was working on some scrap yarn projects, had a bunch of yellow yarn, and I made a bunch of roses with them. And then at some point, I decided to make a moon out of the little yellow roses that were crocheted. And then I had these bats, and I don't know, they came together and they became the same project somehow. And here's what it ended up looking like last year. Now let's go look at what it looks like this year. Oh, here we go. I've got it above my thermostat. Little bats. Up the wall. Across the wall. Sorry for the shaking. I am working with a selfie stick because when I try to sit down and talk in front of a camera and make it all formal, I end up just not liking anything that it looks like, and I just never do the project. If I told you that I have started videos and I have started this channel probably 5 times in the last 3 years, would you believe me? It's true. I think the bats and the moon, I think it's a year-round keeper. So, when it comes to Halloween stuff, I'm not super into like really scary horror stuff, you know, and I know some people like, I guess they call it spoopy in the Code Orange community, but I don't know that I'm super into the cutesy Halloween either. I really like cryptids, and I like light ghost stories. I really kind of struggle to digest the stories that are really, really tragic. So I like stories about, you know, old grumpy guys who are really like cryptids. I'm not really into the whole like, oh, let's go hunt them out, or I don't want to deep dive into like the horrific, scary, bloody stories about them or anything. I like it most when it's like cryptid hunting and there's like a lot of mystery behind what's going on, you know? Like a good example of this would be, if you've ever seen the show Grimm, it's like a police procedural series where half the town was actually like cryptid people, but they like had like a human glamour over them, and the descendants of the Grimm brothers could see them and would hunt them, kind of like a Van Helsing or Constantine. So that in mind, I really like to do my Summerween displays around camping, you know, campfire stories, ghost stories, that sort of thing. Things that involve the woods and everything like that. So that in mind, I created this thing called Camp Cryptid for my Summerween last year. The idea is that there is a spooky town where cryptids generally live together in peace. The majority population is werewolves, so all the town's social activities surround the werewolf packs. Camp Cryptid is their scouting campsite, so to designate what I was going for, I made a sign using Tunisian crochet to form the canvas and cross-stitch the lettering on top. I also used this Tunisian and cross-stitch combo to make little cryptid-themed pictures to fit inside some wooden frames that I had. So I actually started the Camp Cryptid Summerween project with these scouting book covers to set the mood, but I didn't end up finding a way to display them well, so they're going in the future project tank for now to maybe inspire something later. Maybe a kid book series or little skits. I'll let that stew for a while yet. Frankly, I need more hours in the day before committing to something like that. But someday I will make it happen. In the end, for Camp Cryptid, I went with a little crocheted campsite scene for my fireplace mantle, complete with tents, sleeping bags, some trees, and a hillside graveyard. There's also a badge board showing off some of the scout patches my campers have earned, and I don't really remember what they were all supposed to represent, but I believe there's a pumpkin patch playing on Girl Scout cookie sales one, a game, like a wild game one, like the wild hunt, a graveyard hunt one, and this one in the middle represents a Blockbuster movie night, because what American 90s kid doesn't have memories of renting a scary movie at Blockbuster at least once? This 90s kid has, and that seemed like a fun badge. Okay, and here is my last Summerween project that I started out and I ended up not finishing, which I will. It's a spooky icon blanket with the mosaic crochet technique. The icons are supposed to be werewolves, a jack-o'-lantern face, a skeleton face. You get the idea. It's actually a fairly lightweight blanket. It's made with like a 50-50 yarn blend of cotton and acrylic. I started making it for warding off the strong air conditioning that comes with Gulf Coast summers. If you know, you know. It was intended to be a temperature blanket, which is one of those blankets where you do like a different color for every week or every day, tracking the temperatures where you live, and you kind of look at it at the end of the year and see how the temperature changes. But I made some incorrect calculations on the size. So instead of committing to a 32-foot blanket, I decided the size would be perfect for a ladder blanket in my living room. I already have a floral bat sofa blanket, as I showed, and this will fit right in with the eclectic yet subtly spooky theming. Don't you think? And that concludes my Summerween projects for this year and last year, consequentially. I haven't quite decided what I'm going to be doing for Halloween this year, but I am looking forward to coming up with some ideas and sharing them along the way. So hit that like button and make sure to subscribe if you're interested in seeing that kind of thing. My goal is to have weekly videos out where I can share stuff like this, and not just Summerween, it'll be a whole bunch of other stuff too. But as I get used to this process of recording and editing and publishing, weekly might be a goal more so than an absolute schedule, but that is my aim. Thank you so much for watching today. I will see you in the next one. Bye.